When we gaze upon a photograph of our Earth, taken from the silent expanse of space, we see a world of stunning beauty. It is a marvel of swirling white clouds, deep blue oceans, continents of brown and green. From this distance, it appears tranquil, a perfect and peaceful sphere suspended in the darkness. But this serene image belies the dynamic and often turbulent reality of life on its surface. Down below, countless stories are unfolding every second. Cities are growing. Forests are changing. Storms are gathering their immense power. Humanity is constantly moving, farming, fishing, building. This grand perspective, this ability to see our world as a whole, is one of the greatest gifts of the space age. It has changed not only how we see our planet, but how we live on it. The orbit to Earth payoff. High above our heads, circling the Earth in a silent, graceful dance, are our sentinels in the sky, satellites. These incredible machines are our eyes and ears, tirelessly observing the planet below. A satellite is a sophisticated robotic craft launched into a specific orbit around the Earth. Some are as large as a small bus with vast solar wings, others no bigger than a shoebox built for precise tasks. Each one is engineered to endure extremes: temperature, vacuum, radiation. They carry powerful cameras that resolve roads and buildings from hundreds of miles up. Beyond pictures, specialized sensors detect what our eyes cannot: heat, moisture, height, and trace gases, sea surface temperature, soil moisture, ice sheet elevation, and air pollution, measured, mapped, and monitored. Once collected, data is beamed as radio waves to ground stations with massive dishes. Engineers transform raw signals into maps, charts, and forecasts we can use. Geostationary satellites watch a hemisphere continuously. Polar orbiters scan the globe strip by strip. Together they create a living portrait of Earth, updated every single day. This constant flow of information helps us understand, decide, and protect our only home. Of all the natural forces that shape our lives, the weather is the most immediate and powerful. It dictates what we wear, whether crops grow, and if it is safe to travel. Today we have a powerful ally, the weather satellite. From above, they reveal systems as they form and move. They track the graceful swirl of clouds and measure the winds that drive them. This stream of data underpins modern forecasting, relied upon every minute. Forecasters plot paths, estimate strength, and issue warnings days in advance. A remote island family hears the alert, boards windows, and moves to shelter, with time to spare. When the storm hits, preparation makes the difference. Satellites also guide daily forecasts, safer flights, and farm decisions. They help predict solar and wind power generation. In countless ways, the view from space helps us adapt to our atmosphere's moods, making life safer and more predictable. Feeding a growing population depends on the health of our farmlands. Farmers pair experience with a new tool: satellites. With infrared and multispectral views, satellites assess plant health invisible to the eye. Healthy canopies reflect light differently than fields stressed by drought or disease. Precision agriculture maps thriving and struggling zones. Water targeted to dry patches. Nutrients applied only where needed, using less for better results. Less water, less fertilizer, fewer pesticides, saving money and boosting yield. In dry regions, soil moisture maps guide irrigation with pinpoint precision. Smallholder farmers receive satellite-based advice: when to sow, when to water. Large farms track disease outbreaks from space, containing problems early. By watching fields from orbit, we grow more food for everyone and do it more sustainably. Guardians of the blue planet, watching oceans and air. Oceans cover over 2/3 of Earth, driving climate and feeding billions. Satellites measure sea temperature, currents, and life from orbit. They help predict El Niño and its global ripple effects. Ocean color reveals phytoplankton. Blooms visible from space. Maps guide fishers to rich grounds and warn of harmful algal blooms. Satellites watch the air, mapping NO2, SO2, and other pollutants daily. These maps power alerts that protect vulnerable people. Satellites track wildfire smoke and massive dust storms, giving time to prepare. By monitoring oceans and air, satellites deliver a global health check, protecting nature and ourselves. When disaster strikes, earthquake, flood, wildfire, the first hours are critical. Roads destroyed, lines cut, scale unknown, space provides a lifeline from above. High-resolution images taken hours after impact guide responders. Before and after reveals where to go first. A remote town, leveled by an earthquake. Maps show collapsed buildings, blocked routes, washed-out bridges. Teams plan safe routes and direct scarce resources, dogs, medics, machinery. Chances of survival rise dramatically. A lost hiker or a drift boat can trigger a beacon. Satellites relay GPS location to rescuers. A days-long search becomes an hours-long rescue. When networks are down, satellite phones and mobile hubs reconnect survivors. From first view to a single saved life, space tech is an essential, compassionate partner. Beyond disasters and climate, satellites quietly enable daily life. GPS, that small blue dot guiding you, relies on a constellation broadcasting precise time. It steers cars, airliners, ships, even tractors. Communication satellites bounce calls and live news across continents. They bring internet, education, and telemedicine to remote communities. Even card payments depend on satellite time for secure transactions. From banking to broadcasting, navigation to news, satellites are unsung heroes tying our world together. The unseen threads of space keep modern life moving with speed and efficiency. Understanding climate change is impossible without satellites' continuous global perspective. They are planetary physicians, taking temperature and vital signs. Radar altimeters measure sea level with millimeter precision, and it is rising. Glaciers retreat. Arctic sea ice shrinks season by season. Land, ocean, and atmosphere show a clear warming trend. 4 decades of Arctic records reveal relentless summer ice decline. GRACE satellites detect ice loss in Greenland and Antarctica, adding to sea level rise. These are direct observations, undeniable evidence of change. Data guides seawalls, mangrove restoration, resilient crops, and climate-ready cities. With constant watch, satellites help us adapt and mitigate, safeguarding our future. As we look ahead, space technology's role grows even more significant. A new generation, smaller, more capable, less expensive, launches in numbers. Swarms coordinate to deliver richer, faster coverage. Sensors will track river plastics and forest carbon in near real time. AI turns data deluges into instant insight. Algorithms flag wildfires, spot illegal fishing, and predict crop failure weeks ahead. Faster warnings, more effective action, better informed decisions for all. Space isn't about escape. It's about learning to live better on Earth. Smoke crosses oceans. Melting ice raises seas far away. A single interconnected system. Shared data fosters cooperation on climate, food security, and disaster risk. The orbit-to-Earth payoff is a story of hope and human ingenuity. From predicting storms to growing food, saving lives to tracking climate, satellites are our silent partners.